you see how a lot of this is woven together, and to unravel it and talk about the current situation and this looming shutdown, we're joined by Senate Majority Leader John Thune. Leader Thune, thank you very much. It's good to have you with us today.
Thanks, Martha. Nice to be with you.
So give us the update. We know that the test vote just failed in the Senate that would have allowed this 12th bill that has been hanging in the balance for the past couple of weeks to pass and to ensure that the government stays open. So where are we with that, Leader Thune?
Right, Martha. So right now, where we are is we were trying to pass the 12th bill, a bill, by the way, which was negotiated by Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate before the Democrats walked away from it. But it fully funds the Department of Homeland Security. So the entire government, we have 96%, as you pointed out. We have now funded 11 of the 12 appropriations bills. This is the final one, represents 4% of the total federal government spending on the domestic side or discretionary side. But nevertheless, the Democrats have decided now at the last minute, one, to vote against the bill, but secondly, and this is the harder part to explain, that they don't even want to extend the amount of time under a continuing resolution to keep the government open so they can negotiate with the White House on the final bill. And we tried to give them that opportunity today. They voted that down, objected to that as well. So it seems to me, at least right now, that what they're looking for here is not really a solution, but it's more of a, a political opportunity, because clearly if they wanted a solution, they would at least allow additional time to negotiate.
Yeah, so they're not saying, let's just take a little bit longer with this, let's pass an agreement that we're going to take another 10 days, we're going to get this bill done, and we're going to move on with the funding. And here may be part of the reason why. This is a Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer. Watch.
These are not actions of real law enforcement. This is thuggery. The American people need to see meaningful change, and our Republican colleagues must work with us to make that change happen.
So as you pointed out, this DHS bill had an agreement before everything blew up in Minnesota, and we saw the deaths of 2 American citizens who injected themselves into the middle of the law enforcement action there. These are some of the things we're going to put up on the wall that Democrats say they want in terms of changes at ICE in order to get on the same page here. It includes no masks, end racial profiling, uphold use of force standards, body cameras, and we have the whole list up in front of us. Explain to our viewers where Republicans stand on this issue to get this done.
Well, first off, Martha, Tom Homan again announced this morning that they're pulling all of the ICE agents out of Minnesota. So that was something the Democrats had requested. But then the bill they voted against today, which was negotiated with them, it was a bipartisan bill, had reforms in it. It had body cameras in it. It had de-escalation training in it. It had more oversight of ICE activities in it. These were reforms that the Democrats had requested, agreed to, and then walked away from. They said, we need more. We need more, and we need more in legislative text. We just don't need commitments from the administration. So the White House has sat down with them over the past several days, and they wanted a 2-week extension, continuing resolution, to fund the government to allow for these negotiations. We said at the time it's going to take a lot longer. Let's do 4 or 6 weeks. They insisted on 2. Took them 10 days to even produce their first proposal. The White House countered that in 48 hours, but we're up against the 2-week deadline, and they didn't want to extend it. So again, I think they want the political issue here, Martha. They marched us into a 43-day shutdown last fall. That seems to be where this is headed. But I'm hopeful that over the weekend, cooler heads will prevail, and they'll come back to the table and negotiate with the White House and get something that keeps our government open.
So will business continue?
Remember this. This isn't.
Go ahead.
This isn't just ICE. This isn't just Border Patrol. This is FEMA. This is TSA.
Sure.
This is the Coast Guard. This is cybersecurity. A bunch of things covered by this bill.
Yeah, just a couple of quick things I want to get to with you. And these are some recent pollings. This is a Quinnipiac polling on the approval of the handling of immigration and ICE. You see 63% in that particular poll disapprove with the way that the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is enforcing their laws. Then you've got another one here, do approve or disapprove of the way President Trump is handling it, 59% disapprove. So, it's clear, I think it's safe to say, that Democrats feel like this is a political issue that is working, it's working their way.
Well, and I think they may believe that, and I think those numbers suggest, and I think that the White House's actions reflect the fact that they need to be more strategic in how they approach this issue in places like Minneapolis, which is why Tom Homan was sent in there, de-escalated things, got law enforcement working with the elected leadership in Minnesota, and they're lessening their footprint there. I think the administration has been responding to what some of that public sentiment suggests. But it also is important to remember that these people have a job to do, and they need to be able to do their job safely. And a lot of these sanctuary cities, Martha, continue to create an environment where this conflict starts to happen. And so there's a responsibility here on the part of the Democrats, too. The president did a great job of securing the border and getting dangerous illegal aliens out of the country. They continue that effort, and the people who are delivering on that objective for the president and for the American people need to be protected when they do it. So that's the other side of this issue.
Just a couple quick things. Will you all work through the weekend to keep the government open? What's the schedule?
We have the folks that are meeting and negotiating on this. Hopefully, are going to sit down. As soon as they strike a deal, we will get everybody back here to vote. So there will be, I hope at least, they will commence, or at least the Democrats will agree, even though they didn't allow us the necessary time while the government was open to continue these negotiations. They will continue, and if a deal is struck, we will get everybody back here to vote on it.
Back here, really meaning after the weekend.
And that's correct. And, you know, but these employees, federal employees at any of these agencies, shouldn't be held hostage yet again to a government shutdown. And we gave the Democrats every opportunity to keep the government open, including to allow for negotiations to continue, and they opted instead to shut her down. So at some point, maybe they think this is good politics, but I don't think it's good politics for anybody, particularly when their message they're sending right now is we're okay with defunding law enforcement, we're okay with defunding the police, and all these other agencies that are impacted by this appropriations bill.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune, thank you.